Welcome to Splatalot.
Today we invite a dozen brave-hearted young warriors to go head-to-head with the defiant defenders. At stake is the Splatalot kingdom and this highly coveted crown. Will the defenders keep the castle safe and preserve their kingdom, or will the attackers rise to the challenge and in the end reign victorious?
Who will tumble, who will tilt, who will teeter, and who will go splat?
Splat! Splat!
Hello, we're Dick and Dom.
And welcome to the only show on Earth with a medieval moat, a rope bridge of disaster, a wheel of certain doom, an annihilating arm.
Whoa, there.
What?
A wheel of certain doom?
Yes.
A rope bridge of disaster?
Yes.
Isn't that just all a bit terrifying?
I don't know. Terrifying rolling maces. Terrifying.
See? There's another. Can't we just, give them nice names, like the reasonable rope bridge? The wheel of roundness, the roly-poly rolling mace, wouldn't that just be a bit nice, a bit softer?
Yeah. No.
Fair enough. Here's what's coming up today. We start with the Moat Challenge. It's a time trial, and only the 6 fastest attackers will make it through.
In round 2, they will have to seize one of 4 flags before escaping the Stockade.
4 flags means only 4 finalists, and they will all be competing to claim the Splatalot crown. No one said it was going to be easy.
Here's that Moat Challenge in more detail. The first thing facing the attackers today is the pungent plank. It's a bit of a stinker.
Then it's onto the roly-poly mace.
No, it's not. It's the terrifying rolling mace. Stop being nice.
OK, after the impossible incline, it's across the beastly battle axes, a deadly duo.
Then over the rope bridge of disaster.
And finally onto the debilitating disc, which completes the course.
So the attackers have certainly got their work cut out for them.
Yeah, that course is next to impossible. Even a perfect specimen like me would have trouble getting across.
Let's move on.
Of course, making all the challenges even harder are those dastardly defenders. She's your worst nightmare, it's Nitrous. He's vain and a pain, it's Gildar. And finally, the joker in the pack, it's Kookaburra.
Welcome to Splatalot!
Not welcome.
The defenders are in position and the course is looking great, so it's time to bring out the attackers. Remember, this round is against the clock.
And kicking us off is Nick.
Nick, a man, a few words.
Actually, one word.
I believe the stinger has been stung.
Hello, I'll be your host for this evening. My name is Kookaburra.
It's also polite. Hoi, then that happens.
As Gildar said, the stinger has been stung, and stung again.
But he's back up.
Hello, Nicholas. I am the mighty Gildar.
Dupe off!
I beg your pardon, Nicholas. And into the dirty Norris.
Did he say dupe off?
I think it's German.
Well, he's certainly thrown the defenders.
Oh, and that's not all he's throwing. He's fighting back.
Hey, uncalled for.
Is that allowed? Can he use the defenders' weapons against them?
Well, there's nothing in the rulebook to say that he can't, so we're letting it go.
Let's call it showing initiative.
The battle axes are next.
Get ready for a duping.
Kookaburra, chirpy and irritating as always. Oh,
Well, there's nothing in the rulebook that stops us watching that again, and again, and not again.
Ah, Nicholas! How do you fare today?
Less duping, more attacking, please.
And Nicholas has really got to the defenders.
Which isn't always the best plan. Yes, the defenders often have the last splat.
Bullwhacker! What a naughty man!
And Nick is finding the disc debilitating.
I believe you've been duped.
And I believe Nick has finished. His time is 8:21. Far from safe, but still very good.
Here's Ada.
I am a giant!
Ada claims to be a giant.
Maybe it's in her spare time.
It's a giant struggle for her on the slope. Oh.
Ada, how handsome do you find me?
Very beautiful.
Ada, what about me?
You're also very beautiful.
This girl's going far.
I don't want to dishearten you chaps, but I think she was using sarcasm.
I don't follow you.
Let's just follow Ada as she takes on the impossible incline. Oh, plops, dribbly bits.
Ada demonstrating a perfect slide splat splash maneuver. It doesn't get much flassier than that.
Not a bad time, though, and remember, it's the 6 fastest who go through.
Ada's being silly. So is Kook.
And next, it's Charlie.
Well, that was like falling off a plank, Charlie.
And that might be just a little too laid back from Kookaburra.
You know, Charlie, you've caught me at an awkward time. I don't know whether to defend or to eat my banana.
Well, Charlie knows what he's doing. He's crossing the mace.
Now he's charging down the incline. Ooh, Engelbert Humper Splat.
Hey, I can see what just happened. Cook just used his banana skin as another weapon.
Hey, it's not slapstick, it's splatstick.
You should do more silent comedy.
Shut up.
Yeah, you're less funny when you talk.
Shut up. Back to Charlie, who's at the debilitating disc.
Charlie boy, how does it feel to be beaten down by a lady? Ha! Ha! Nitrous! That's right!
But he's not over either.
There's nothing Nitrous can do now, and yes, Charlie's made it over the line!
Poor defending all round there.
Come on!
But don't take anything away from Charlie. 2:43 is a great time.
Here's our next attacker, Antony. Whenever you're ready, mate.
Yippee-ki-yay!
Well, his battle cry was a tad late, but it's all about his time on the course.
Nice miss.
Are you giving me some sass, Anthony?
Oh, yeah.
Antony dealing with Gildar. The spiky mace, however, is another matter.
There's nothing I enjoy more than a good stopping of the sass.
But the message is loud and clear from Gildar. Don't get sassy, otherwise you'll get spruce-wrangled. More from Antony later. Here's Josephine.
Asia power!
Let's see how she does on the mace.
Nice lettuce head.
Whoa! With the personal attacks.
We're sassing it up again.
I like her attitude, though.
The attackers are really dishing it out today. Ooh!
But whatever they say, the course always finds a way of answering back.
And this time the answer involves stripping Josephine of her left shoe. So long.
Soul, lame.
Whatever, Josephine minus her shoe courageously finishes with 9:47.
Back to the Sassmeister. Here's Antony at the disc.
Are you ready?
Out.
Oh, and that's another splat to add to his collection.
He finishes with a time of 6 minutes 12, which should be good enough.
Here's attacker number 6, Liam.
I like cheese!
Red Leicester. That says maybe, but he doesn't like the mace. The poor lad is frozen.
Poor Kookaburra is falling asleep.
I know, I'll press this.
Stop! You've gone too far!
He won't stop!
What have I told you about touching expensive equipment?
Give me that!
Yeah, give me it.
Oi, give it to me! No. What do we do now? Okay, here's the leaderboard. Charlie has the top time of 2 minutes 43, while Josephine is slowest with 9 minutes 47. So remember, it's all still up against the clock, so speed is everything.
So you promise never to touch it again?
Yes.
If you see any more buttons,
Don't press them. Even the shiny ones?
Especially the shiny ones. Right, so back to the show. We're halfway through the first half.
Which is all a bit nerve-tingly because attackers start to get eliminated.
Only the 6 fastest will survive the Moat challenge, and with 6 more attackers still to come, no one has yet secured their place in the next round.
Even the current leader isn't safe yet.
So, with it all to play for, here's a reminder of the leaderboard so far.
Charlie has the top time of 2 minutes and 43, but the current time to beat in order to qualify is 9:47, belonging to Josephine in 6th place.
Nitrous, Kookaburra and Gildar are back on the course.
So, it's time to get the second half underway. No!
Let's see how Tyler deals with Gildar.
Tyler, how are you today? Oh, I'm wonderful. That's good. Is your mother watching? Hello to Tyler's mom, who is clearly impressed by my handsome Viking-like features.
I heard he printed 10,000 autograph cards and posted them all to himself.
It would take a brave warrior to recover from Gildar's nonsense.
Oh, and can Tyler hold on? Come on, Tyler! Fungal toot! Gravity wins every time.
If you watch this again, doesn't it look like Tyler's floundering like a fish?
Oh, no, you found another one of those silly shiny buttons, haven't you? Did you press it on purpose?
No, I pressed it on porpoise.
Tyler now with the debilitating disc to go.
Careful, my boy. Nitrous has her eye on you.
That can't be pleasant, especially when you're being pelted with water and hanging by a thread.
Ah, Burples, good effort, but he's in the tie broth.
Sorry, Mom. That must be very embarrassing for you.
Says the world's most embarrassing man. Tyler won't mind because at the moment his time is good enough.
Here's attacker number 8, Brianna.
I like cotton swabs and white glue.
Now there's a happy face.
Hello, Brianna.
That's not nice.
That's supposed to be nice. I am a defender. I am telling me I look like Goldilocks. I'm not laughing.
Meanwhile, back at the mace.
Oh, Goldie Luke. Bree's making waves.
She certainly is. I don't know how Goldilocks Gildar will recover from this.
Replay it. Do you think his paintballs were too hard, too soft, or just right?
Brianna progressing to the incline.
Gilda!
Oh, Kook's up to something.
And what's that supposed to mean?
Get the attacker.
Brilliant.
Oh, and now Nitrous is having a go.
All right, wait a minute, I got one. Defend the castle!
Well, all you had to do was do this.
Cut it out!
Back to the action. Brianna on the battle axes. Oh, and off them.
Brianna Boo-Boo, that deserves a replay. And Brianna deserves a medal because that's a potential splat of the day. Boo-Boo.
Well, Brianna Boo Boo makes it over the finishing line, but she won't make it any further with that time.
Hard cheese, Brie.
Not funny. Anyway, Brie is a soft cheese.
All right. I was only monkeying around.
Looks like you've met your match with Janelle then.
Ooh, and he's met his match on the incline.
A prize turkey impression for Melanie, but a foul result on a mace.
Cat face.
Oh, and now there's a cat amongst the turkeys.
Have we wandered into an episode of Dick and Dom Go Wild?
Well, it is a jungle out there. And the beastly battle axes don't care what kind of beast you throw at them.
Monkeys, turkeys or cats, they're all going in the moat.
Oi! Oh, oi! But Melanie has found her way over and is crossing the rope bridge.
Trouble is, the next predator in the food chain is waiting.
There goes Janelle.
And Heather makes 3 rope bridge casualties.
That's how it's done.
So will they go wild about their times? Janelle has 5:53 and goes ape.
Melanie gobbled up the course in 4:41, a great time.
And Heather is perfectly happy with 7:04, which is good enough for now.
Jonathan could change all that.
Feel the thunder!
And old Johnny wins battle cry of the day.
Can everyone be quiet? I'm trying to feel the thunder.
Feel the thunder!
Oh,
I think the thunder was just a fart.
oh, well, yes, that certainly cleared the air.
But Jonathan can't clear the maze.
Well, we all felt Jonathan's thunder, but the storm blew itself out and ended in a time-honoured...
But is it a time-honoured time? Yes! 5:31 means that Thunderpants for Jonathan will return.
Well, that's it. That's it for round 1. Sadly, 6 attackers must now leave the kingdom with Splatalot. But for the remaining 6, the quest continues.
A quest that will ultimately lead to a new ruler.
But will we have a new king or a new queen?
Here are the job applicants.
Charlie, Melanie, Jonathan, Janelle, Antony and Heather.
You too.
They now move on to the Stockade, which is a different challenge altogether.
Yes, in round 2, the attackers go head-to-head.
And as ever on Splatalot, they will also be going splat to splat.
So the attackers through are Charlie, who was the fastest in round 1.
Melanie, our turkey girl.
Anthony, the sassmeister.
Heather, who's feline fine.
Janelle, our cheeky monkey.
And Jonathan, who likes to break wind.
And won our unofficial battle cry of the day with... Feel the thunder!
Feel the thunder! Think I need to work on mine a bit.
Yeah. Lying ahead is the Stockade. 2 attackers won't escape.
But 4 will, and they will compete in the grand final where that much treasured crown awaits.
So, who's your favourite?
Charlie, Melanie, Jonathan, Janelle, Antony, or Heather.
Let's take a closer look at what awaits them in the next round.
Welcome to the Stockade.
See those spinning hexagons? Well, imagine trying to stand on one.
Once they've got their balance, they need to collect these rungs and build their own ladder.
Then they have to grab one of 4 flags and make their escape to the top of the stockade.
And that is why the Stockade is such a horrible place to be. 6 attackers, but only 4 flags. 2 have to go.
So this is where things can really turn ugly.
Oh, no, don't let Gildar hear you say that. He hates that word.
Yeah, I've forgotten about the Defenders, because in round 2, we also freshen things up with a new batch of baddies.
We certainly do, and they can't wait to take part in this Splatfest.
In the Stockade today will be the one, the only...
Tinker.
Making his first Splatalot appearance, it's...
Thorn.
And finally, we say hello to...
Scab! Prepare to be amazed at our sheer power!
So, we're about to begin. Here's how the attackers line up from left to right. Melanie in the light blue, Heather in the pink, Jonathan in the yellow, Antony in the navy, Janelle in the orange, and Charlie in the green. And they're off!
Here comes the slime and foam. It's about to get very slippy.
Very slippy indeed. Charlie makes a big leap for the rung, but not big enough. It's nice to see Scab so happy with his work.
And Tinkle with a devastating splat on the back.
Thorn also trying to target Janelle. He's got his first rung.
There's no business like splat business, huh?
Show tunes from Scab. How did that happen?
Oh, and Jonathan takes quite a tumble there.
He uses the hexagon as a springboard, and you can see how close he gets to the rungs, but he comes up with nout.
Here's Charlie and his leap. It's a good one. That's how to do it, Jonathan. Oh.
The ladders are underway, but the splats keep coming. Antony, splat. Melanie, splat. Heather, splat.
Thorn unleashes some more slime just as Charlie goes for another leap. Badoing, Kanga splat.
Charlie tears down the rung holder, and the rung is the Stockade safe.
And we've just heard from the authorities at the castle that they're going to be billing Charlie for the damage, so let's just see. There's £100 for paint, £900 for labour costs.
There's going to be £2,000 for service charge, £4,000 for emotional damages, £600 for this, £300 for that.
Which makes Charlie's chances of winning, impossible.
Let's get back to the action.
It's all still to play for in the Stockade, but Jonathan finds he has a bunged rung. Oh.
Don't think he's bunged up anymore.
Can you smell that?
Moving on, Melanie overshoots. Then, oh! Janelle almost leaps straight into her.
That could have been quite a pile-up. Melanie and Janelle almost literally going head-to-head.
Thorn keeps splashing, but he's not seen Charlie, who now has his last rung in place. Oh, Tinker's seen him.
And slimes him, but it doesn't slow Charlie down. He's the first to grab a flag.
Melanie and Antony are still leaping to stay in contention.
But Charlie is on his way up and out of the Stockade. He's the first one through.
So 1 down and 3 to go for the 5 remaining attackers. Who will be next?
Antony makes his way up the ladder, but Tinkor is waiting with a slime bucket.
Oh, and that is a seriously slimy splat.
Hexy Wackerberson.
Tinker swapped his bucket of slime for a slime stick.
And Scab is now on the goo grenades. The defenders are really working as a team and slowing the attackers down.
However, Antony now has a flag. This means there are only 2 left for the others to fight over. The tension is building. And there is Antony, the second attacker through.
Boo! Jonathan is finishing his ladder. But Melanie is ahead of him. And Melanie is sprinting up the ladder. Scab is concentrating on Janelle as Jonathan grabs the final flag.
Melanie clambers to the top, and so does Jonathan. So that's it. The round is complete.
Yes, Melanie and Jonathan are moving on with Charlie and Antony.
Which means it's goodbye to Janelle and Heather.
One more.
Oh, and Scab splats Heather after the second round is over.
Surely Scab should be sent off for that. Oh, it doesn't affect the result, though. Charlie, Antony, Melanie and Jonathan will be moving on to the grand finale. Well, our speed machine Charlie was first to finish yet again.
But that is exactly what he needs to do one more time if he wants to get his hands on this.
The Crown of Splatalot.
But standing in the way will be all 6 defenders. Plus, the other 3 attackers might have something to say about it all.
It's splat time.
Why don't we just take a moment to celebrate some classic splats?
I think the thunder was just a fart.
That's how it's done.
And that's why we call it Splatalot.
So, who are we left with in the final?
Charlie, a.k.a. the Speed Merchant. Antony, a.k.a. Mr. Sassy. Melanie, a.k.a. the Christmas Special. What? Turkey.
Oh, yes.
And Jonathan, a.k.a. the Weatherman.
They were among 12 contenders who bravely raced around the Moat Challenge,
6 survived to battle it out in the Stockade.
which claimed 2 more attackers, leaving us with today's finalist. And really is a massive achievement to get through to the final.
So who's going to win out of Charlie?
Antony, Melanie, and Jonathan.
Tricky to say, really. Previous form's not always the best guide, as each round has its own unique challenges.
Of course, a major challenge in the final is the inclusion of all 6 defenders, who will not be making life easy for the attackers.
We've got Gildar, Tinkor, Scab, Kookaburra, Nitrous, and Thorn. Now, let's check out the course.
We start with the pole drop into the murky mud bath, and then it's over the slippery slides.
The Titanic teeter-totters are next, followed by a trip over the barrier of all barriers.
The leaping lily pads await, and then it's a climb to the top of the water wall where the crown can be found.
Well, when you put it as simply as that, it sounds impossible.
So here's the lineup for the final. Charlie's in the green helmet, Antony's in the navy, Jonathan in the yellow, and Melanie in the light blue.
The defenders are looking really focused. Even Scab and Kookaburra.
And the final begins. The attackers slide straight into the mud and then almost immediately get hosed down by Gildar and Kookaburra.
Oh, Charlie's leading the way on the slide. Is he the hot favourite?
Well, it's looking that way. He's also the first on the teeter, but he's also first off.
And now everyone else is teetering and tottering. Tee-tee, totty, tee-tee, totty.
Take that, attacker!
Nitrous adding to the splat count there.
That count is going through the roof. I mean, it always does that when we get to the teeter-totters.
Who's going to make that all-important break?
Oh, look at that. Tinker's gone for yellow slime. What do you think that's made of?
Well, ask Charlie. He's got it all over him. And he makes it to the barrier first.
Time for you to let off a little steam.
Don't worry, Charlie. It's not really steam. It's a distraction.
Well, it hasn't really worked because he's on the lily pads.
Feel the thunder!
Oh, and Jonathan is feeling the thunderous might of the teeter-totters.
Hey, I think we should publicly apologise now to Jonathan for this bad running gag before we really do feel his thunder.
Charlie on the leaping lily pads is doing just that, leaping even further ahead.
Meanwhile, Melanie, Jonathan and Antony are still struggling to get to the barrier.
Charlie's one leap nearer. But Melanie is one splat further away.
And Charlie leaps for the platform, but he doesn't make it. You see, he has to get his elbows onto that platform to proceed.
And possibly for the first time today, Charlie is struggling. The defenders have surrounded him.
Good defending, everyone.
Now, can the other attackers make the most of this opportunity? Droopy dribbler!
The answer at the moment is no, as Tony is still getting splatted. Ouch! Oh! Ouch! Oh!
So there's teetering, then leaping, a bit more teetering, a little bit more leaping, and some teetering, and some vaporising. Thank goodness for that.
Charlie's made a breakthrough. He's across.
They're getting the crowd!
Gildar's not a happy bunny.
Ah! And Charlie is almost there.
A last-minute splat from Kookaburra, but it's too late. Charlie has captured the crown. He is the new King of Splatalot.
What are we doing? Just giving away crowns?
While the other attackers take a well-earned splat, we salute our new King, Charlie.
Well, I think there can be no doubt that the Kingdom of Splatalot has a worthy champion.
Yes, Charlie led every single round from start to finish.
The defenders won't be happy, but then again, they very rarely are.
However, they always make a major contribution to the number of splats on the show, so maybe it's time to find out which splat was splattier than the rest. Splat.
I think this part of the show gets harder each time. How do we choose?
Well, we have to, and here it is. Do you remember Ada in round one? Well, she'll probably remember this. Again, the incline takes its toll, and Ada flies around like she's the ball in a pinball machine. She may not have got to the final, but she's produced the splat of the day.
Now back to Charlie and his journey to the crown. He aced the mace and delivered the fastest time across the moat.
He then started to tear down the stockade with his bare hands, and was also first to the top with a flag.
And he led from start to finish in the finale. Despite the defenders' best efforts, he became the new King of Splatalot.
Well, what a great show. We crowned a worthy ruler.
Saw some amazing defending.
And as always, witnessed some top draw splatting.
One final ceremony remains, and for that, we require the services of His Royal Splatness, King Charlie.
I fell in the water!
Splat you next time.
Bye for now.